Hi, this is going to be an energy reading on the life of young Dolph. So, how I do these readings is first I do an energy reading, I channel and I connect with the person. I talk about that. Then we look at the person's birth chart and we break down their life energy through their birth chart. Next, we do the tarot card reading here, and then I will give you my opinion about the energy and the life of young Dolph. So, as you know, if you've seen any of my videos before, I'm not really into the new rap. I like old school rappers, but I'm not into the old rap. I don't follow any of the new kids, but they are passing on and crossing over, and I do connect with their energy. Recently, in the last couple of weeks, Tupac has actually been around, and I got a request to actually channel Tupac, so I decided, yeah, I could do some channeling. I have some extra time, and I tried to connect with Tupac, who I did. He came through, and he brings forth young Dolph. So Tupac shows up kind of all white, wearing glasses, kind of like in a suit, looking very, professional and intelligent. And then he steps aside, and there's young Dolph, and young Dolph is also dressed very nice. I picked this picture of him because that's how his energy came through to me as, a grown man, very professional, very good looking, tall, you know, successful looking man. And so, wow, here comes Tupac, and this is young Dolph. And I've tried to connect with young Dolph before. When he first died, his energy was very strong from the beginning, but I just didn't really have the time to channel with him. But I knew he was around. I knew that he was very spiritually enlightened from, the first time he was uh, murdered and crossed over. And I guess it's been a little bit over a year, because he was born July 27th, 1985, and he died November 17th, 2021. So a little over a year ago in Memphis, Tennessee. His real name is Adolph Robert Thornton Jr. And When the Beat Goes On, is a song that really connected with his energy and came through. And this is what I saw in the energy reading. As I said, I know one of his songs well, the Get Paid song. I've heard a lot. People that are, fans of his showed me that song. And then the Getaway song, I recently discovered. I like that one. But I don't know a lot about him. I've never seen an interview with him. I don't know anything other than when he did die, when he was murdered. There was a lot of energy. He has a big fan base. Like I said, I could tell he was spiritually enlightened, because the moment he crossed over, I could see his energy on the other side. And so in the energy read, Dolph comes through, brought forward by Tupac, and Tupac's in all white and he's wearing glasses. And, it's like a suit, but then it flashes and it looks almost like a white monk robe that Tupac is wearing, and it's all white, and he has this book in his hand. And then he flashes back to his suit. Dolph steps aside, Dolph comes forward. Dolph's, like I said, dressed like this. That's why I picked this picture, because it's like how his energy looked. Like he came through looking, sharp, like dressed, successful. I see Nipsey in the background, and he's also in a suit, and he's standing there alongside of them. I don't see Coolio, but I feel Coolio's energy and a faint energy of Biggie Smalls. And it's almost like all the OGs are bringing forward this younger kid, this younger young Dolph. But then I realized that Dolph isn't as young as I thought he was, and that his audience is actually a lot younger than him. So Dolph says, I want to smoke a blunt and listen to some Motown. And so it's like almost an interview kind of thing. We're set up in this room. It's kind of all white, and there's a table and a couple of chairs, and so we're sitting there He's rolling a blunt, smoking a blunt, and we're listening to music. And it's all Motown music. And I can do that because I got everything from Teddy Pendergrass and the Supremes to Temptations and Smokey Robinson playing, it's all good. But one song on the shuffle comes up and it's When the Beat Goes On. I think it's by the Whispers. And I realize, that I'm really connecting the Dolph's energy now. And we're talking, smoking. And I realize that he hears this beat differently. He hears this music differently than the way us normal people hear. Now, I've connected with this energy before in other people that I know and even in famous people, and I'll explain that later. But Dolph has a musical ear. And so Dolph shows me his early life and takes me into it where it's like, it's the typical poverty and struggle. And now I see this young girl and she means something to him. She's with him. And I don't know if that's a sister or a daughter. But then I see like these two young kids, it's like a young boy and a young girl playing in a living room. And they're sitting on the floor like playing with toys, and this is like, I don't know if this is when he was growing up or if these are his kids or what this is, but he's very protective and he's very protective of the female. And actually he gives me the feeling that like he was protective of all the females in his life. So, it's the typical poverty, extreme violence, struggles, and, in his life, in his childhood. But he actually has a very big Motown influence in his music. He has gospel music that gave him influence when writing his own music. Um, there's some type of connection here with God and religion and spirituality. This comes from an older woman influence that he's showing me, and it's like in this area of like maybe a mom or a grandmother or something. And, he's showing me that there's like energy of also magic or some kind of voodoo or something. There's some knowledge about that too. There's some knowledge about being able to manipulate energy. Um, Now, he says he knew his dad, but he didn't know his dad, and he pretty much leaves that at that. He was born in Chicago, and he shows me this by showing me Bernie Mac, and I'm a huge Bernie Mac fan. I'm like, okay, Chicago, I get it. So he's born in Chicago, and of course I see that later on Wikipedia. But he was raised in Memphis, right? And Memphis is his home, and he's saying that Memphis is his home. Now he's showing me his teenage life, and this kid, Dolph, like knew everyone, all people around him in all areas of life, and he moved so fast. From the very beginning, like he just wants to chill and kind of have this interview. I mean, it's funny how he sets it up like an interview, but like his energy moves so fast. This man moves fast. He thinks fast. He makes moves fast. Like everything about him was fast, fast, fast. And I think that's the other reason why I thought he was so young, because it's like a fast, young life, which he still is. Don't get me wrong, 36. I mean, this kid's still younger than me. But he has this fast moving energy, and so he makes moves through life fast. He moves through life fast. And in his teenage years, he knew everyone, and he's just connecting with everyone. And he shows me that this was like a survival mechanism within his life. And I'm seeing like the cops fucking with him when he's walking home, and I'm seeing like the gangsters and the dealers that run the streets fucking with him when he's like walking home, and fucking people at school and the fights and getting into fights. And he says, I got an iron fist though, so he could fight, like literally he could fight. And like just like everyone. But he learns all these different avenues of life, all these different people, because then I still see like that mother energy, the grandma like taking her to church or something like that, or being asked to go to church, or or like the local like shopkeep owner that in all your life. Like he's also real connected with the people in the community on all sides, because he runs in all circles and he moves so fast and he navigates through life through the hood. And this is a survival mechanism. And now as a kid, you know, he's just a hustler, but he's got this talent. He's got this drive. He's got these spiritual gifts, right? Because like I said, he has these other influences throughout his life when it comes to his music and his career. But this kid moves fast. And so he knows that he loves music and that that's his way out. But it's like the money, right? The money to get in the studios, the money for this, the money for that. So he becomes a hustler, you know, throughout his life, starting in his teenage years. And eventually he goes into like OG status, you know, with this fast energy and this ability to hustle in all areas of life and all types of people. Now, here's the thing. Young Dolph is like really musically gifted. I get the vibes that like he can dance too. He can write, he can sing. I think he could have even been an actor. And again, as I was saying, he has that musical ear. Some people hear music differently, and you feel that in their energy when I connect to people's energy that are like music prodigies or really good at what they do. They're out here being musicians, singers, producers, you know, music prodigy. They got that musical ear. They can play music by ear. They can hear music differently. Their sense of hearing is so much more than ours. It's different. But I don't know if he played instruments, but I feel like if he did, like he was good at playing instruments, or he could have easily learned. Like it wouldn't have been hard for him. And young Dolph, honestly, from my opinion, from connecting with this man's energy, he is literally a musical prodigy. And I'm not over exaggerating. Connecting with his energy, this man is talented, intelligent, and a musical prodigy. It's amazing. You know, I'm sitting there and I'm getting the feeling like, wow, dude, you are a prodigy. Like, you should have been, you know, studying and graduating from a place like Juilliard or, you know, something like amazing. Like, holy cow, what your talents and your gifts and your drive were if you were born in a different situation, you know, with money or whatever, not in the hood of Memphis and Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been totally different. He would have been one of Juilliard's greats, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane. But then he reminds me, he says, but understand something, I'm a motherfucking G. Oh, okay. I'm amazed at this, you know, still. And I tell him, I'm like, dude, it's like you got an ear like Dre, and you got acting and performing skills like Tupac. You know, you got the business skills of Nipsey Hussle. You know, you got more talent than Chris Brown and Kendrick, in my opinion. And all he were was a gangster rapper, trap rapper, I don't know, like what? And again, he kind of looks at me and reminds me, like, listen, I'm a lot older than what you think, and I'm a G. Oh, okay, you know, I'm getting it. And then Dolph says, listen, he did what he had to do, and he ain't proud of all of it, but he ain't sorry for all of it either. And maybe some of it he was, and maybe that's why he gave back. And through his life and through his success, he did give back to his family and the ones that he loved, and he did give back to his community. Now, he tells me that in Hollywood, they want a black man to be portrayed in two different types, and they're basically the gangster, the gospel pretty boy, or the comedian. And he says, you know, in the hood, the male role models are basically gangsters and preachers. And he said he wasn't the suit and tie type of guy, because only preachers and pimps wear suits. Listen, that's hard. That's real right there. And so he looks up to like the gangsters, you know, to the hustlers. And he says, and so I chose my path. Now my jaw is on the floor at this point. I'm in total shock. I'm like, what? You know, given any other life situation, this man would have been great. And given what he comes from and what he's been through and what he did, this man is great. And, you know, it's an amazing energy to connect with. But Dolph says he felt like he made it as far as he was going to be able to go. and that he started to realize a lot of things in the music world, and that he started realizing a lot of things through his success. But he knew that there was this target on his back, and it was coming from all sides, from all enemies, from frenemies, in the hood, enemies and frenemies in the hood, and, to the police and the FBI and the government. And it was like the bigger and the more successful that Dolph got, like the more they were after him. And he knew it. Now, Dolph says he was warned too. He was warned about being back around, places where people and enemies and just, jealous people that will just kill you just for a come up, shit like that. He said he was warned about it all. But that he felt like Memphis was his home, and that that was his hood, and that it had made him who he was, and that he made that city too, and that he made those people too. It was a give and take there. But then it becomes the same old story, and Dolph says it's always the ones closest to you. And he says wasn't easy to take him out, but it was planned by multiple people, by multiple organizations. Dolph says, social media blew up my career. But again, that social media put that target on my back, a bigger target. And he says even after his death, the government, the FBI, whatever it was, it's some kind of government agency. Like, keep seeing these like cops, men in suits. I don't know. I'm going to call them FBI government guys, right? Fucking men in black. I don't know. But he keeps showing me that they kept harassing his family even after his death. But that they knew who did it. They knew about the social media. They knew that people were involved. He tells me, Dolph says, the FBI, the government, is watching social media more than they ever admit. They control it and they invented it. Dolph says the enemies in the hood were always there, but the agents in the government and them all working together, and that these government officials are working with these gang members. It says, like, it's almost like the way they used to work with the mobsters, the FBI and the government used to work with the mobsters back in the day. He says it's like that. He says it was all planned, it was all assassination, and then the street soldiers were the fall guys. And that it's all also a setup, and that it's all paid for. But they can just wrap it up. They can just close the case, and it's just another dead rapper. And they can just say it was his lifestyle. And then he says something about, he loved Miami. Something about loving Miami. I guess some of the best times of his life were in Miami. There's something important about Miami. But okay, wow, this is amazing energy. I'm still sitting there like, wow, I had no idea. Okay, so this man should have been, again, I will say, a musical, prodigy is what he was. And he should have been one of Juilliard's greats or something. Like, I mean, very talented, very intelligent. The moves, the business moves, you could go from writing and conducting a symphony to going to Wall Street and making millions. Yeah, that's the type of shit he could have done. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit he was doing. It was just in the hood, it was just in the music business. But, he says, it's also the image that he was forced to portray because that's the image that sells. But it was also the life that he actually survived and the only life that he knew. And it wasn't really his life at the same time. So, Dolph says he knew they were coming for him, that they had always been coming for him. But now they were all working together to come at him, and he didn't want to leave his home. He didn't want to leave his life. He didn't want to leave his people, even though he knew they were coming. And the next thing, he takes me to the day where he shows me where he dies. And he says he wasn't expecting it that day and that it just happened so fast. And just like him, just like his life, his death moved so fast. It happened so fast. And I see Wolf just walking. And all of a sudden, it's like I just feel like shocked. My whole body is rocked and jerked. And I can feel like touching my chest, my stomach, something like this, and then pulling my hand forward in front of me, and it's just covered in blood. And then he can't breathe right. It's like he can't breathe right. And the blood comes up into his mouth. It's in your mouth and you can't breathe and you're having a hard time. And he realizes it's over. And he immediately lets go. His angels just pull him out of his body immediately. He was no longer there. He made the choice immediately. It happened so fast. He didn't even feel no pain. Felt the jerk, felt the pressure, felt the solid blood, and knew it was done. He wasn't there until 2 seconds after it happened. He ascended immediately. Because there was a connection. There was a connection to God. There was a connection to a higher being, knowing that there was more out there. Some kind of connection to voodoo, to magic, to energy manipulation. Something was there. And before I could completely even connect with young Dolph, he insisted that I put a salt circle around. And so I did. I made sure to put a salt circle around the house before I went into meditation and connected with his energy, because he insisted on it. He is cautious even on the other side. This man knows something. He's been here before. You don't get these kind of karmic natural gifts and abilities if you didn't do right in some other life too. And you did right in this life too. And we all face our challenges and we all have our struggles and all of this shit. But I'm telling you, you don't come with these kind of karmic gifts without doing right in past lives. And even on the other side, he is understanding. And he is cautious, and he knows that they were harnessing his energy. He says they still are harnessing his energy. They sure are trying. He understood a lot as a man on this earth, and through the life that he lived and the drive of his life, his success, his connection to the divine, to God. He understood something more about it. He understood his karma. He understood his reason for being here on earth. He understood his learning power, and now he's learning all of this on the other side. Now he shows me how his drive was when he was here on earth in this world. He had this drive, and he shows me just in front of this like computer screen for hours, you know, in the studio nonstop. And then he was on the streets hustling nonstop because this man moves fast. Moves real fast, and now he's moving fast on the other side. Now, Dolph says, you know, he tried to take care of his family, you know, and that the song is a warning. That Get Paid song is a warning, but that it's more than that. And he says, you know, have y'all's will. And I don't know if he did or he didn't, but he's real pushy about me saying, make sure you get paid, but you have your finances. And he insisted that the government, the FBI, the lawyers, the record labels, they all came for his money. And they came for the money that he left to his family too. And he says that he realizes now that the part that he didn't realize when he was over on this side was here on earth, how these wealthy people invest and how they protect their money and their assets for generations. And see, when you're just coming up from the hood, and when you're just coming up like he did, and you make it, and you think you make it, and you think you make it, and you realize that you're making it, but you're getting to these major levels over and over again. And you know, you get into these major levels, and you're seeing these major people and what they have and how they have it, and you're just like, what is going on here? And Dolph says, you know, I was on a higher level of the game, but I did not know the rules. That's so deep. And Dolph says that like his music will be profited from and held on to for a real long time. And then they're going to pass it off as an original of someone else. They're going to hold some of his stuff and they're going to try to say it's like a new artist's stuff when it was all his. They're still trying to harness his energy in some way. They're still trying to make money off of his talent, off of the work that he did, off of whatever it was. And, he's kind of breaking free on the other side, and he's learning these things on a different level on the other side. And so Dolph shows me these mountains in this like wooded area, and now we're kind of like standing on a cliff, kind of like the picture that he's in. And he's showing me this wooded area, and he says, how he tried to stay grounded. He understood energy and balance. He tried to, stay grounded, that he loved nature, that he loved the trees. And he actually, like, he worked out, and he meditated, and he ate healthy. Yes, there's drug use in his life, but again, he says a lot of that is that the image sells, even though a lot of it was what he did and who he was, no doubt. And he says that, yes, it was who I was. And it's almost like a double-edged sword throughout his life. His life is like a double-edged sword. But he was spiritually enlightened. He was spiritually connected. He did hustle his life. He had that talent. He had that gift. And he wanted it, and he wanted to give it back too. And he had the drive, and he did it. Now at this point, I feel sad again because I'm like, I don't understand. This is fucked up. Now I'm feeling like all the millions and billions of fans across the world felt the day that this man was murdered. I'm feeling all that energy, and I just don't understand. I'm like, this is fucked up, man. This ain't right. Because I'm realizing, I'm understanding that Dolph did manifest his life. Again, there was some kind of magic. There was some kind of energy harnessing that they were doing on him, but that he had known about too. He had been doing it all his life. There was some kind of soul ties. There were bonds. There were soul ties. There was ties to the church. There was ties to the gospel. There was ties to God. Dolph is an old soul, and I see that. I feel that. I know that. And Dolph says to me, it's those contracts. Those contracts. He does quotation marks. It's spiritual contracts. It's soul contracts. And it's those contracts that will take you out of this world. And I'm like, wow. I mean, I get chills on my spine, like the hairs are standing up. Just when he told me that, it's real. Dolph then turns and he walks, and he's like walking towards the trees. He's walking back into the forest. And as he turns and he walks away, and he's walking into the forest, and he turns into a lion walking into this forest of trees. And he disappears, and I'm standing there, and I realize the contracts are what his soul earned. The contracts are what he owed this life. The contracts is what made his life that struggle. The contracts is what gave him his talents and his gifts. The contracts gave him the success. The contracts also took him out of this life. This is a contracted hit, absolutely. Young Dolph died of homicide, but it was a deep government contracted situation. Yep, I'm seeing it. Conspiracy all over here. You guys know what I'm saying. There's finally a break in these fucking contracts, and he's figuring out more and more on the other side how to break these contracts. Dolph, his soul, will be free. He is gaining a sense of freedom on that side, on the other side that he wasn't able to get on this side. He's free now, and he ain't done yet. He's free now, and really, he's just starting. And that's the energy that I saw, felt, and heard when I connected to the amazing energy of young Dolph. Much respect, blown away, brings tears to my heart. Like, this man was amazing. Musical prodigy, was held down and not given the credit and credentials that he actually really deserved. I'm gonna stick by that. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. Never seen an interview as his. Don't know. Never seen an interview with none of his homies. You know what I mean? But I'm sticking to what I'm saying here because that's exactly what I was feeling, and to be able to connect with his energy was very amazing. So I'm gonna break down his birth chart. We're gonna talk about young Dolph. His birth chart, he was born, and each one of his sun signs, we go around the wheel, each one of his placements, we each have this. You know, it all depends on where you were born, date, time, place. You can get your birth chart online. So many free ways to do it. And this is what I see. And this is young Dolph's birth chart. His sun is in Leo. This brings in the energy of driven, loyalty, loving, fiery, passion, attitude, proud, creativity, demanding, selfish, a big ego, stability, and consistency. His moon was Sagittarius. This brings in the energy of adventure, the ability to go and go for it, the crave for power, success, status. Brings in anger issues, being angry towards people with closed minds, getting easily bored, being independent, and sometimes irresponsible. Moon in Sagittarius. Mercury in Leo. Highly talented, music, dance, art, rich, wealthy. This causes jealousy, enemies, expressive, commanding voice, an authoritative attitude. Mercury in Leo. His Venus was in Gemini. Love, curiosity, a social butterfly, communication, duality and love, beauty and harmony, talkative, social chameleon. Talk to them and love them. They need you to talk to them to love them. Venus and Gemini. Leo and Mars. A star is born energy. Leo and Mars, the beautiful people energy. Absolutely. Leo and Mars people are always good looking. Expressive achievements and passions, charismatic, driven, personal, and pro-life. Just constantly making it happen. Jupiter in Aquarius, retrograde for him. Growth, inward righteousness, mortality, faith, but less faith in life, more faith in the belief systems. And it's really all about making your own luck. He never believes he's lucky with this. Jupiter in Aquarius retrograde, you believe you make your own luck. You believe you're in charge of your destiny. Saturn in Scorpio, aggression, domination, risk-taking energy, health issues, aggression issues, feeling superior. It's all about death, transformation, rebirth with discipline attached, impatience and demanding, sexual assets, money, and death. Saturn in Scorpio. Uranus in Sagittarius brings a free spirit, raised in beliefs and traditions, having intuition, psychic ability, dreams, imagination, travel, global travel, changing the world. Uranus in Sagittarius. Neptune in Capricorn. Control, power, fame, success, intelligence, responsible, idealistic, philosophies, religion, prosperity in life, art, dance, film, music. Neptune in Capricorn. Pluto in Scorpio, sexual, kinky, perceptive, sensitive, desire for mystery, intrigue, corruption, society change, losses of power, death, money, money, money. Pluto in Scorpio. His north node was Taurus retrograde. Springs in stability and sense, confusion and perception, thoughts and sensations. Distinguishing the past and the present can be difficult. Time travel ability. Learning to love yourself this life. North Node in Taurus retrograde. Chiron in Gemini. Very in tuned to your feelings, knowing how you feel, and speaking on it and acting on it the second you know how you feel. In complete alignment with the way that you feel. The duality of thinking and feeling in life. You don't fit into society. You're speaking too much truth. Chiron in Gemini. This man's birth chart was amazing, and it totally reflects his energy. It reflects his life. It reflects his career, his talents. It was definitely there in his birth chart. And as we break down and examine the energy of young Dolph's birth chart, as I just read, you can see why he was who he was and how it happened the way that it happened. And now we'll see what the tarot cards have to say. Really amazing energy. Was never a fan before. I am a fan now. I'm going to have to listen to more of his music. You guys got some suggestions. Put them down there in the comments. You know what I mean? Like, sad that he didn't get to do like acting and stuff, but it's always a glass ceiling and there's always people in charge, and it's just what it is. And and then there's a lot of things that he would not do to compromise, like because he had those morals and things, like but he should have been a bigger star than what he was. He should have, his talents, all his gifts and talents should have been on display. Like, I mean, from the money and the financing and the hustling and the organization of that to the singing, the dancing, the acting, the talent. Oh my gosh, what it could have been, what it was. It's like they did not let this star shine as bright as it could have. That's for sure. And I had no idea, and because I was never a fan and I never really listened to the music, and but the minute that he passed away, I knew he was super spiritually enlightened because he was around. I could see his energy on the other side right away. I don't always have time to connect with everybody. And I know that, like, honestly, I appreciate all of you that watch this channel and every single one of my friends and family, because I know how crazy I sound when I'm like, I got dead people in the house all the time. I can't solve them. You know what I mean? Like, but this, I'm so glad I did, and I'm just very, very grateful to have connected with the energy of young Dolph. So let's see what the tarot cards say. His past, his present, his future. And we're always talking about the energy, and energy is fluid. So yes, he's not here with us right now, but we're talking about energy, past, present, and future. He is opening up and learning and knowledge. He's moving fast on the other side. And that's obvious because the minute he crossed over, he was trying to connect with psychics, like absolutely. He was definitely, even now on the other side, I mean, he's connecting with Pac and Nipsey, and yeah. And they think these people, this government, FBI conspiracy, whatever it is, I believe it. They think they're taking him out. But I'm telling you, you might have just given them more power. You know what I mean? They ascended is what happened. Let's see here. Yep. Well, we have the Fool energy, taking that leap of faith, starting new. You learned all the lessons in the tarot, and here you go. Absolutely crossed over to the other side. It was a new beginning. But there is giving, generosity, Six of Pentacles. Well, we're talking about how, I think he left a will. I think he had a life insurance policy. I think he took care of his mother of his children and his family and stuff, but I think they were coming for it. Like, again, here in the future, here comes some challenge energy, right? Challenge, jealousy, fighting, more jealousy, more fighting around him, that energy around him. Because there's some haters, man. And it looks like there's still going to be some fucking haters, like, in the future. But as he was saying, they're holding on to his shit. I'm telling you, he did so much. He wrote so much. He made so much songs. There was so much that they wouldn't let him release, that they wouldn't let him put out there, that, he had to go over the fucking, it would have been a breach of contract. They owned the rights, whatever the fuck it was. But there was so much music. There was so much shit that he had wrote. There was so many beats, bars, or whatever y'all call it, that he put together. Like, just so much. I don't know any of the lingo, so it's just kind of coming out. But good news about his children, though. Concerns with his children, earth energy. There's challenge, though. There's freaking jealousy. I'm telling you, there's so much. They're gonna try to pass it off as someone else's. It's gonna be Dolph's style. It's gonna be Dolph's beats. It's gonna be Dolph's bars. It's gonna be Dolph's lyrics. But it's gonna be a new motherfucker that they try to pass it off as. I'm telling you. And they're going to, because they own it, and because we don't know, right? Like, some people know. Some people know. His people that sold him out know. His people that are on his side, that are his family and stuff, they know. They know that they're going to do this with his royalties or his music or whatever it is. Star. I got stuff just randomly falling off shelves. Okay. Star energy, ascension, heaven, those gifts, those musical talents, those gifts, I'm telling you. Star energy comes through. So we got the Fool and we got the Star. He has moved on. He is on the other side. He is in the heavens. It's almost a wish for him, though. There was a point here on this earth where he says, like, I got as far as I was going to go. As far as the success, it was the glass ceiling. They were only going to let him go so far. As far as what he could have done for his family and his friends, like, he was doing as much as he could have. But once you ascend like that spiritually, you realize it's not all about the fucking money. And he knew that. You know what I mean? So there was part of him that was ready to go. He knew they were coming. And it's almost like all of them, I swear to God, Pac, Nipsey, all of them have premonition that they're not staying, that somebody's coming. But at a certain point, I think they just accept it and they know that they're going to ascend. It's almost in a sense of wish fulfillment. He's ready to just get off here and go to something higher so he could do more. Spirituality comes through with the Hermit, that Virgo energy. Spirituality, meditation, going within, introvert energy. That star is in the lantern, just like the stars here, and it lights your way as you learn. And here's the other thing: when a soul is this talented, when a soul is this gifted, they have been here before, they have done this before. That's why I put that triangle out there, because this man has done this lifetime after lifetime. And as I said, you get these gifts because you did good in past lifetimes. Your beauty, your talent, your musical ear, your success in this world, blah blah blah, your seeds that you planted here that are staying. Yes, you get these gifts because of your good karma. Now, children on the bottom of the deck with the sun. What was I just talking about? I'm saying in the present we have generosity, right? So there's generosity. As I said, he says, I tried to take care of mines, like my people, my girl, my kids, like, but they came for it too. So maybe they didn't pay out like they should have. Maybe they tried to, fuck with the taxes or something. They were breadcrumbing him, even though he was giving. It was a give and take, you know what I mean? Like, he was given, the government was taken, someone was taken, something like that, some kind of generosity. They were taking his music. The messages are here. Okay, so I got Libra, I got Aquarius, I got some earth energy, I have, You know, the messages here coming through with the Page of Wands energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It could also be him. His messages are coming through, but it's still just, you know, he's learning on the other side. This generosity, trying to get the message through about the generosity, them not getting the generosity, the messages around that. It's kind of stuck though. Hangman energy, you gotta look at it different. Being the martyr too, being the martyr, man. Fuck, that's harsh. This is an intense energy, y'all. I could have been worn down, you know, and feeling left out in the cold. That's what I'm saying. It's like the messages are here. He gave the generosity. He was trying to take care of his family. I'm telling you, the messages are here. They're sending messages. They're whatever, these letters, these documents coming through, and it's like leaving his people or his music, his success, his legacy was cut short, right? It's leaving him out in the cold. It's leaving the kids, the family, the community, everything that he touched, that he was helping, everything that he was a part of, that he was creating. And they barely gave him anything, and they gave him bullshit messages about it, and they left people out in the cold, man. People did not get the money that they deserved. People did not get whatever it was that he had contributed to the community. A lot of it was somehow not given out right. The messaging was wrong. The documents, the something was not right here. Burdens. I knew it. Something's not right here, and somebody's carrying all of it. It's like trying to do all of it, and they're coming in fast. This could be a friend, an ally. This could be a fucking enemy. This could be someone coming in fast, coming in with these messages, being like, oh, look at all this debt. Look at all this poverty. Look at all this shit that you actually owe. Even if you did get the life insurance money, well, great, because his estate fucking owes a lot. They're fucking somebody. They're lying here. They're fucking somebody right now. Or he did not have it properly done, like he was saying. He realized when he got to a certain level that he didn't know the rules of the game no more, right? And they're not going to tell you the fucking rules. These people are bastards. Okay, let's see what else. See, and that's what's going on in the present. They're not getting the money they're supposed to get. They're not cashing out on the life insurance policy, something like that. Burdens. It's coming to a completion. There is some good luck here. There is some completion here with the world. And maybe the world's seeing, look at this, a new beginning, an enterprise. You know, maybe, I don't know if he had charities. I don't know if the community did something. I don't know if his baby mama or someone did something. There's some kind of cycle completion here. Look, we got the Fool. We have the World. So these burdens, these being left out in the cold, you know, all this burden, all this bullshit, them breadcrumbing you is going to stop soon. There's new beginning and enterprise. Also, people might just get angry. It's coming to a close. The cycle's completed with the World. Let's move into the future. So the cycles are going to come complete. This isn't going to stay this way. There's going to get some good luck going on. I don't know who it was for. I don't know if it's the community. I don't know if it's the baby mama, the family, you know, his actual few friends that were good friends, because he does say there's like two dudes. There's like two dudes that he trusted with his life, that he knew he could trust with his life. And then in the future, that challenge, that jealousy, I'm telling you, this jealousy follows him all the way on the other side. These haters are real. That's just crazy to me. They still jealous of this motherfucker even when he's dead. God damn. That's some major hating shit. Oh my God, but it's there. They're still jealous. They're still challenged. They're still fighting. He's still fighting even on the other side. You know, on this side, he's fighting on the other side for those on this side. It's crazy to say, but It's what it is. And good news is coming. Here it comes. Here comes those messages. Here comes that social media and the messages, everything blowing up, things. It's not going to stop. It's not going to die. The communication, the good news is on its way. The communication, the love messages, the good news, the moves fast. It moves fast, swift energy with the 8 of Wands, just like him. Swift energy and a fucking windfall, just like him. Boom, we're making it happen. Here it comes. Wow. Something's going to happen fast. There's some challenge here in the future for whatever it is, whether it's his estate, it's his music, it's his whatever he's doing on the other side, like something to do with his family or whatever. There's some good news about it. There's some challenge, but there's some good news about it. There's some jealousy, but there's some good news about it. There's some fighting, but there's some good news about it. It's going to happen fast. It's going to move fast like him. And it's an Ace of Cups. Look at that. Amazing. Inspiration, a new beginning, an Ace of Cups. It's like, no, I told you I took care of me and mines. Like straight up, it's coming somehow. And whatever they did, he did it better. They're going to get their Ace of Cups, the community, his fans, his baby mama, whatever it is, his family, I don't know, his ride or dies, his people, he took care of them. They're going to get theirs. If they're fucking with yous right now because of whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Fight it all the way because it's coming and he's working on the other side. And it's coming. And here comes the judgment. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Resurrection of the past. Like I said, they're trying to harness his energy. They're still trying to make money. They're still trying to harness his energy. Judgment. It's not going to happen. Enterprise. There it is. That anger, that fight, that new beginning, that enterprise, that Leo, Sagittarius, fucking energy. This man comes hard. This man comes hard with it all. And he's going to keep coming hard with it all. Till the very end, because he went through all the lessons of the tarot. You see this? I got the Fool and I got the World. He knows. And the universe knows too. See that judgment? Yeah, God knows what's up. The universe knows what's up. It's going to move quick. And what happens? Boom. Here's your ace. Here's your ace. We got 2 aces. This is some kind of partnership. This is some kind of new home, new beginning, new partnership. There's something there. The cycle is completed. He knew. He went through all the lessons of the tarot. They might try to make it seem like, oh, it's just bullshit messages. I didn't leave it. He didn't leave it. You owe whatever. No, that's coming to an end. Keep challenging. Keep being haters. Keep being jealous, even on the other side. But he's still working. He's still hustling. He's still moving fast. Like his energy always did. He moves fast. He's making moves fast. Now he's on the other side making moves fast. He's coming through with people on the other side. Already within a year of being on the other side, he is moving fast. And here comes the universe, like boom, here it is. Boom, boom, boom. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if, the fans out there might know more. I have no idea. Like I'm telling you, at the babies, the family, the people, if they're trying to fuck you guys, if there's some kind of issue with the life insurance or it's gonna work out. It's gonna come out. He's working on the other side too to make sure that energy comes out. But it's not just that. The universe is there. Because as I said, you don't get these kind of spiritual gifts if you don't have good karma. And your karma is not just, oh, I fucking stole a candy bar and now I'm gonna get my karma. I fucking was mean to that person and now I'm gonna get my karma. No, your fucking karma is on your soul. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be saying. Clear your karma, keep your karma clear, stop lying. But that's the thing. He never lied about anything. I'll say that. I'll give him that. He never lied about anything. How they portrayed him, what he had to do, but it was part of who he was. It was part of his life. It's not the same, like, Pac will say, like, I was telling stories. I never really knew that. I knew that because I grew up in the hood. I didn't know it because I was part of being that. I wasn't that gangster. Now, Dolph was that gangster. Like, Dolph was in that life. Like, Dolph was a different type. Like, those weren't just stories that he was telling. Those were stories that he had lived. Amazing energy. So that's what the tarot cards say. That's the energy. That's the energy of young Dolph. And I will continue to say that song, and the beat goes on. I can't sing, y'all, but it's there. It's in my head. It's constantly playing. Every time I hear that song, I'm going to think of him. He had that musical ear. He had that drive. He had that talent. He was so much more than what they portrayed him to be. He is so much more than what they're saying he was. This man was an amazing talent. And that is the energy of young Dolph. So this part is my opinion. Feel free to log off now because I always end up having to do IMO in my fucking opinion. I research my readings after I do them. And after I research the readings, I just go and see what I can Google, what I could find on Wikipedia, see what's what. And does any of this make sense? Was I right about any of it? And it turns out I researched after the reading to find that Dolph had 2 kids, 1 girl and 1 boy with 1 woman. Respect, smart man. I really think that's awesome. His kids' names were Trey Trey and Araya, and his child's mother is Maya, and I guess that had been his ride or die for about 10 years. They did have plans to get married, and I'm going to tell you now, girls, do not be a forever fiance, especially if you have fucking kids with this man. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money he has. Do not be a forever fiance. Because had she been married, she would have had a lot more fucking rights and a lot of this shit about his estate, about his music, about his life insurance, about the inheritance, even his debts, what he owed, whatever. She would have had more control over all of that had she been a wife. So don't play forever fiance. And also make sure you and your man have a will and you have life insurance for your kids. And I don't care if you got young Dolph money or if you are a damn FedEx delivery driver and a waitress. Make sure you have some kind of life insurance, some kind of will, some kind of policy for your kids. Don't let them go to the state. Don't let them go living with relatives in the fucking projects. Don't do that. Get something. Make sure you get some kind of life insurance, some kind of will going for yourself and for your kids. Now, I research and I try to find info about the will. I can't find anything about the will. I did find insurance policy info. Conspiracy theory, here it comes. 20 million apparently for Maya and the kids, and then Empire Records or young Dolph's crew apparently had life insurance. And here it comes. Here comes that conspiracy theory energy I was talking about. So I feel it. I knew it. Someone cashing out on these contracts, these soul contracts. Like, people are cashing out more than just, oh, you made millions for our record label. No. There's more to it. There's more to it. There's more to these contracts, and people are cashing out, and these are contracted hits. And someone's cashing out. Multiple people are cashing out on these contracted hits. And these people can do whatever they want. Okay? They have more money than you and I can imagine, and I will always say that. And these people always want more, and they're always after more money, and then they want more power. And how easy is it to gain money and power than by using and killing people whenever you want? Because you can. And yes, they can. These powerful people do it all the time, and they compete with each other while doing it. I mean, have you seen the news today, from politicians to billionaires to pro athletes to the fucking owners of these teams? They're all doing the same shit. They all want more money, more power. They all look down on all of us. And y'all think that record owners won't do the same shit? Get the fuck out of here. There's no way. Listen, these people are on a different level. And like Dolph said, I got to a different level of the game and I didn't know the rules. That's right, you're at a different level of the game and they ain't gonna tell you the fucking rules. You think that these billionaires, these people controlling us, these people controlling our country, these people controlling our social media, these people controlling our lives, these people controlling our world, you think these people have your best interest at heart? Fuck out of here. You know that ain't true. You think these men who have never had to work a day in their lives, who inherited millions of billions of dollars, and they have private planes and gold toilets, and you think they can relate to you? You think they're good people? You think that they are here to, help it trickle down? No. They don't even pay their fucking taxes. They don't give a fuck about some dude in Memphis making all kinds of money unless he's making them some money. And then they're going to suck him dry and they're going to use him just like the slave masters used to use people, right? And if he becomes a problem and if he starts fighting the establishment in any kind of way, they will put you down like a feral pig. Or the way that these rich people who kill their racehorses to cash in on the fucking insurance policy. Yes, they're doing that. These racehorses, these fucking show dogs, they're worth more than our goddamn lives. I promise you that. And they cash in on it. Their life insurance policies are worth more than mine, and it's a fucking horse. And that's how they view us. You have to understand that's how they view us. You might as well just get rid of this guy. Is he causing a problem? Just get rid of him and get some millions in the process. In the meantime, all it does for these powerful people, it feeds their greed. Okay? It shows that I have the control, that I have the power. In the meantime, listen, we can go to the ghetto and we can get another one of yous out the hood anytime we want to. And we're going to use your music that you made and we're going to pass it off as the new motherfucker that we shove down everyone's throat and say is the best. The new one, the new rap major that's going to blow up. Rap has major influence and they know this and they push their agenda through music and through these artists. Sometimes for artists like Dolph, it's a way out. It's a way out, or at least you think it is, and it's the way that you're going to make your money. And they make this money and they get those contracts just to realize that they're still fucking trapped. Dolph knew they were coming. You see, when you make it, you realize how these rich and powerful people are actually getting their riches and their power through these contracts, literally. And these energy contracts and these rich people, you find out they're using magic. They are harnessing energy. Yes, it's true. Yes, they do this. But see, they control the narrative. And they can't have all of you people out here knowing that you control your own life, knowing that you control your own fucking mind. Knowing that you can manifest any fucking thing you want to manifest, that you are able to create and live the life that you want to live, that you can manipulate energy and make things happen for yourself. They don't want you to know that, and they control the narrative, so they tell you it's all make-believe. They tell you it's fake because they're controlling the narrative. And they can't have you out here controlling your life. They can't have you out here manifesting your dreams, manipulating the energy. Only they can do that. They can't have you doing that. And that's exactly what they're doing. But if you learn it and you use it for good, they will take you out somehow. They continue to take these people out. But why are we always killing ourselves? Let me ask that. Why are we always killing each other? Dolph's killers were found, and now that's just more young lives lost. And the record label and Dolph's crew and everybody that cashed out and the insurance policies and all of this bullshit. And man, tell me why we are out here killing our own all the fucking time. But Zimmerman is still breathing. That bitch that killed Emmett Till is still alive. How about those killers that killed Ahmaud Audrey and the fucking DA that worked with them? All them people are still alive. Listen, I can go on and on about this, but tell me, why are we out here killing each other over some bullshit narrative that they have shoved down our throats? Over some bullshit drug use and fucking poverty and prison times and murders that have ruined our lives generation after generation, that has left us in the ghetto, that has left us without fathers, that has left us fighting systems, that has left us in situations where if you get caught, good luck fucking getting out. Even if you do get money, even if you do, they're gonna use your fucking shit. They're gonna make money off of your fucking bars and your raps and your everything for a long time after you're even gone. And they ain't even give the royalties to your kids because you didn't know the level of the game that you were playing, and you didn't know the fucking rules. And we don't teach each other that. What we teach each other is bullshit. What we do is kill each other. Why are we out here killing our own? And I'm not trying to condone violence, don't get me wrong, but what the fuck are you doing killing each other? Why don't you start with your fucking oppressor? You're going to kill this man in broad daylight, and these other people who have killed ours, who continue to kill ours, are straight walking the streets and living the best of their lives? Why is it always us who take out us? That's a fucking problem. That's a fucking problem. And you think this is all a conspiracy? You think this is crazy? Yeah, I believe it's what Dolph said. It's the government, and they're working with these gangs, and they're working with these gangsters the same way they worked with the mob gangsters back in the day. It's the same kind of thing. And if you're out here doing for your community, and you're out here spreading the word, and you're out here trying to do better, and you're realizing and you're ascending on this side, and even the other when they take you out, but on this side, these men were here ascending. Dolph was here ascending. Just like Pac, just like Nip. They were all here. And you see they ain't here no more. And it's history repeating itself over and over right in front of us. And they can sit here and they can say, well, it was their lifestyle. And it was gang related. And it was this and it was that. It was so much deeper than that. And y'all know it. Y'all feel it. But we're distracted. We're distracted by social media and trends, and, the fucking Good Morning America host having an affair, and statues and vaccines, and get the fuck out of here. They're dividing us to cause a civil war, and anyone who could be a leader against them has been dealt with, has been taken out. Anyone who had influence that was sending a message and people we're hearing it and we're getting that influence, they're not here. Dolph made it. He knew it. He realized he was trying to change it, and they took him out because they continue to do that. Young Dolph said, I got to a different level of the game and I didn't know the rules. That's some of the most realest shit I've ever heard. And God bless young Dolph. Robert, Adolph Robert Thornton Jr. God bless his beautiful wife and his children. May God bless them and keep them safe. And may you rest in paradise, young Dolph. Rest in paradise, because you were truly a king. And I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I just appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It's just amazing. I don't get a lot of views. I don't got a lot of subscribers, but each and every one of you that take the time to listen to my videos and watch, and, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And, just stay cautious and stay conscious out there. God bless y'all. God bless young Dolph. Rest in paradise, King. Bye.